Support WrestleTalk!
Thank you to Expect a Fight for being an awesome pledge hammer on Patreon. Did you know it's been 5 weeks since the last WWE pay-per-view? WrestleMania 35 took place on April 7th, and the next pay-per-view takes place on May 19th. Kane's favorite day. That show in question is Money in the Bank. With a 6-week build from WrestleMania, you'd think they'd have some proper time to build some meaningful feuds, introduce and build new talent, and set themselves up for a really exciting pay-per-view. That time instead has been spent on a 6-week superstar shakeup because that will never, ever end. Regardless, Money in the Bank can always produce some of the most memorable matches of the year simply due to the stipulations at play. And the lineups for this year's matches aren't the worst thing ever. Money in the Bank is rife with speculation and rumor, so your boy's here to condense it all down for you. With all that said, my name is Chopper Pete Quinnell, and here are some Money in the Bank 2019 rumors you need to know. The Money in the Bank winners will be protected. It's a shame that this is an exception rather than the norm, but it's been reported that the winner of the men's Money in the Bank briefcase will be made to look like a star this year. This is because the backstage feeling is that in recent years, they've really messed up the men's Money in the Bank briefcase holders. Baron Corbin lost his cash-in to Jinder Mahal via roll-up, and Braun Strowman lost his cash-in at Hell in a Cell in a no contest due to Brock Lesnar interference. So, yeah, I can see what they mean. If these reports are to be believed, then chances are that the person who wins the briefcase will have a successful cash-in later on. So in essence, whoever wins the match is almost guaranteed to be a future Universal or WWE champion, unless, you know, Vince just decides some new ruling, new gimmick, where the briefcase can only be cashed in on the second day of the lunar calendar month under the guidance of the leader from the 9 hells. Because more gimmicks, like wild cards, definitely boost ratings, right? So if the person who wins the men's Money in the Bank is going to be made to look like a star, who could win it? Drew McIntyre will win Money in the Bank. According to betting sites as of the time of recording, Drew McIntyre is the current favorite to win the men's Money in the Bank match. Considering back in 2017, McIntyre was touted to be the next breakout star, it's not that far-fetched to believe he could be the one to be pushed following Money in the Bank, but only 2 years too late. McIntyre's initial push was stifled due to Brock Lesnar hanging around and becoming the Universal Champion at Crown Jewel in classic Brock fashion, forcing McIntyre into other feuds and teaming with Baron Corbin forever in his mid-card of evil, as they didn't want Drew to feud with another heel for the championship. Now that the Universal Championship has been snatched from Brock's massive sweaty hands and onto a babyface, now could finally be the time Drew ascends to the top of the card and starts challenging for the Universal Championship. I would bloody love that if that happened, but I still want Andrade to win though. Kofi Kingston will retain. WrestleMania 35 gave us 3 huge babyface wins, with Seth Rollins winning the Universal Championship, Kofi Kingston winning the WWE Championship, and Becky Lynch winning the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Now we know that decision must have really hurt Vince inside, as he just can't help but swerve the fans, and he loves a lovely bit of heat, doesn't he? Realistically speaking, how long can those 3 aforementioned champions hold on to their titles with Vince just itching and chomping at the bit to give us something we don't want instead? Well, according to betting sites as of the time of recording, Kofi Kingston will be retaining his WWE Championship over Kevin Owens, which may ease some fans' minds considering Owens has just turned heel and they may be looking to establish the heel character with a solid title win to kick it off. Hopefully for Kofi fans though, he can keep the belt for a little while longer. That is, until Andrade comes in and cashes in the briefcase on the same note to become the new WWE Champion. I really like Andrade, okay? Someone will climb a ladder really slowly. I know this is a wild prediction, but I think someone might climb a ladder really slowly. Just a hunch. BAYLEY will win Money in the Bank. Since losing the Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 35 alongside Sasha Banks, BAYLEY has been shunted over to SmackDown to try and find her fire as a singles competitor once again. She's giving out blue hugs instead of red ones now. After stellar performances against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, they seem to be organically pushing BAYLEY as a solid in-ring performer, so it doesn't seem out of the realms of possibility that she could win the briefcase come May 19th. According to betting sites, That could absolutely happen, considering she is currently the favorite to win the Women's Money in the Bank match as of the time of recording. Historically speaking, babyfaces haven't had the greatest track record with the briefcase, considering the act of cashing in on a downed opponent is a very heelish thing to do. It's just a bit mean, really, isn't it? This generally leads to anticlimactic cash-ins in advance and weird dynamics where they want to take advantage, but also not do that because they're righteous and good and all sorts of other crap. Bayley with the briefcase could definitely work though, especially considering she's been showing a slightly more aggressive and serious side to her character since jumping to the blue brand. Seth Rollins will retain. What's this? Another babyface retention? Madness! Madness, I tell you! This could be reality, however, as Seth Rollins is currently the favorite to best AJ Styles for the Universal Championship, according to the old reliable bookies. Of the three main title babyfaces right now, logic would dictate Seth would be the most likely to retain his title, considering Kofi's push has been tenuous at best and could be pulled out at any second by a flippant McMahon, and Lynch is in 2 matches in the same night, stacking the odds against her. Having said that, they could quite easily go with AJ winning as a shock moment, much as he did when he first won the WWE Championship when no one expected him to. AJ Styles as Universal Champion. Imagine, Becky Lynch will retain over Lacey Evans. It's not an easy life if you're Becky 2 belts. Not only have you got 2 matches in the same night defending both your championships, but you've also got to face the same person twice. Wait, no, sorry. Got confused there for a second, considering the entire booking surrounding both these feuds has been identical. Control-C, Control-V, aha, and all that good stuff. There's been heavy speculation that Becky defending her titles in 2 matches in the same night will lead to her dropping one of the belts. But according to betting sites, the Raw Women's Championship is not the one to go, as she's currently the favorite to retain over Lacey Evans. Which must mean she's dropping her SmackDown title to Charlotte Flair, right? Becky Lynch will retain over Charlotte Flair. SETH, what now? Yep, according to betting sites, Lynch will actually be retaining both her titles against Evans and Flair respectively. I know, right? So according to betting sites right now, not only are we getting Seth Rollins retaining, not only are we getting Kofi Kingston retaining, but we're also getting Becky Lynch retaining not one, but both of her title belts. That can't be right. No. Vince must be on holiday or something. The last kicker straight fire man has been losing a little bit of steam as of late, so here's hoping these matches can place her right back on top of not only the women's division, but the WWE as a whole. It'll be interesting to see how the matches play out, because I personally fear Becky may end up feeling a little overprotected if she manages to retain both her belts, but we'll have to wait and see. Having said that, that doesn't mean she'll walk out with both belts, because the Women's Money in the Bank winner will cash in on the same night. Let me paint you a scenario. Becky Lynch successfully overcame Lacey Evans earlier in the night and just about survived against Charlotte Flair later in the night, just managing to score a surprise roll-up victory, though preferably without Charlotte's shoulders being 17 miles off the mat this time. And just as Becky lies in the ring soaking in the admiration from the crowd, Charlotte snaps and attacks her after the bell. Boo, Charlotte, you're bad, etc. After Charlotte leaves her laying, out comes the new Miss Money in the Bank to take advantage. A quick finisher and a 1-2-3, and your new women's champion, yay or boo, depending. Now obviously this wouldn't really work if Bayley did end up winning the briefcase, considering this would be an ultra dick move, unless she turned heel. Wait, no, don't do that. Another of the heel competitors in the match could make this work very well though. Watch it be Mandy Rose, who then wins the title for the ultimate triple blonde beatdown of Lacey, Charlotte, and Mandy. There is a slight hole in this plan though, and that is that the women's Money in the Bank briefcase was cashed in on the same night last year with Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey. It would be supremely lazy to do the same thing again, with the amount of possible storylines for the women's division surrounding the Money in the Bank briefcase that they haven't done yet, which means they'll definitely be doing the same thing again. Can't wait. Brock Lesnar will appear. Former Universal Champion and all-round beefy lad, Brock Lesnar hasn't been seen since WrestleMania 35, when he lost the aforementioned title to Seth Rollins in the opening match. For those hoping Lesnar would be taking some extended leave from WWE, Well, sorry to disappoint, it's been confirmed that on June 7th, WWE will be returning to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia for another one of those greatest Royal Rumble crown jewel type shows. Also confirmed to be at the show are The Undertaker, Goldberg, and Brock Lesnar. It doesn't seem all that unlikely that at least one of them could appear at Money in the Bank in order to begin some sort of feud that will culminate at the Saudi show. But my money's on Brock. Why? I don't know, it's just a hunch. Equally though, they could always just announce all the matches on Twitter or something. These are all of course just rumors, so if you want the cold hard facts, make sure to check out the news by clicking the video to my right. Press the thumbs up, subscribe, enable notifications, and leave us a comment. A special thank you to our lovely pledge hammers on Patreon, some of whom you can see scrolling below me right now. I've been Chopper Pete Quinnell, and that was wrestling.